Good morning, Nerd Mom here. I'm gonna do a graphic novel review this morning, specifically Zita the Spacegirl by Ben Hatke. I think it's Hatke. I grabbed this for my son because I found it in the bookstore. I flipped through it and I could see that the illustrations were really engaging, well done, and also the dialogue was really clear and definitely at his reading level, at least just from a quick skim, and that turned out to be the case. I put this in his hands and I didn't see him for like 2 hours because he could not quit reading this. He just disappeared. He's not a kid who usually does that. He sort of goes back and forth on reading stuff, but when he gets something that he likes, he's into it until it's over. And the instant he finished this one, he wanted this one, Legends of Zita the Spacegirl. And the instant he finished this one, he wanted The Return of Zita the Spacegirl, which is the third one in the installment. And if I recall correctly, it does have, it has an ending that could also be like another beginning, but it's definitely has closure. So he read these all by himself. He's often intimidated by just diving into a book by himself, but he really found this fun to read. I think at first he was just looking at the pictures, and then he started to be really interested in what was going on. I think the beginning especially has a really engaging opening because it starts sort of really easy with just pictures, a sequence that could be understood even if you're not reading it. Basically, Zita and her friend find this button which has crashed to the earth, and because they're curious, she pushes the button and it sort of zaps them into another part of the galaxy on this alien planet. And then she's got to try to rescue her friend because he's gone. So it's got really engaging characters. After my kid went through these, I was like, oh, I'll read it. I'll see how I like it. And I sort of expected it to be, kid level or whatever. This is honestly enjoyable whether you're an adult or a child. It's definitely written for children, but it's one of those things that you're going to enjoy at any age. So it would be really fun. I mean, you might want to read it too. I wanted to compare this book to another sort of similar book, Space Dumplins by Craig Thompson, who is known for like some of those big fat adult graphic novels. The big one I know of he did was Blankets, which I haven't read. So this is my first foray into Craig Thompson. I had to read this one with my kid. He was not super into it. I was not super into it. The illustrations are really fun and they're super, super detailed. This is actually an author review copy, so only half of it is colored. I believe the real version is all colored, but it has just super, super detailed illustrations, which is really nice. I don't know if you can see stuff like this that my kid enjoyed just poring over and looking through it. But when it comes to this story, it's a lot more complex and convoluted, and there's a lot of like adult references to things like Shakespeare and Star Wars, and just stuff that your kid is not really gonna pick up on, and there's so much of it kind of becomes overwhelming, and there's a lot of words that he couldn't read himself, so we had to read this one together, and I don't think he really understood what was going on, and I was a little confused too, honestly. There's and the other thing is, like, he liked it. It's basically about whale poop as fuel. And so if your kid likes poop jokes, maybe go for this. It was kind of unclear to me who the audience was for this, because the protagonist is a kid. So I thought, okay, kids will like this. And she's got a little chicken and this, I don't know what this is, as her sidekicks. So in that sense, it visually appeals to maybe grade school age children, but the text is definitely more advanced for adults. The story is kid-like. I feel like it was kind of shooting for somewhere in the middle, and it sort of missed the mark on both counts. So this one is not going to be revisited. My kid read it once, and he's like, whatever. So this was sort of a miss for us. But Zita the Space Girl was a win, 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 win. The other bonus is, Zita the Space Girl is a girl. She's pretty cool. And she's not girly. She's not like a girl who can play with the guys or whatever. She's just a little kid, really. So, it's not so much about, her being a girl as being a kid. I just like to be able to expose my son whenever I can to, good female role models as well as male role models. I think we focus a lot on that for girls, having, them have female role models because there's so many male role models out there. But I think it's just as important for boys to understand that they can read fun stories about girls too. So this is definitely one. And it's not all about, there's nothing like girl power or anything like that in here. So I just liked the complete absence of, sort of attention paid to the fact that she's female. She's a person first, so that was good. That was sort of the opposite of this one, where all of the other characters are male except for her. So there's some kind of like borderline sexist moments where, one of her friends is like, stop doing that like a girl. And so she's like, okay, I can do it because I'm not like other girls, which is, kind of lame, frankly. My kid's not even aware of stuff like that. He's not. He hasn't been exposed to like the whole like a girl phrase. So I kind of wanted to read over that and kind of wanted to edit it out, but I didn't get a chance because I didn't read this ahead of time. So yeah, Zita the Space Girl, thumbs up, double thumbs up. I love this book. My husband read them too. So I think my kids read these each like 3 or 4 times. So these are definitely books that your kid can read on their own and they're going to enjoy. Definitely recommended. So that's my review of Zita the Space Girl and Space Dumplins. Thank you very much.